like the Barbie. I'm the job, but I still wanna party. Pink felt like I'm ready to bend. I'm a 10, so I feel in a 10. Like, daddy, all of the Barbies is pretty. Damn, all of the bodies is bad. Girls, and we in the
Hey everybody, you already know what it is. It's your girl Sha, and yes, I am back with another video, y'all. So y'all, for today, we're going to be doing something a little fun. We're going to do something different. So you guys, I had posted a college girl Q&A type thing on my story on Instagram, and I want to apologize to you now because I was supposed to record this a while ago, didn't. So I'm gonna start this video off right now, right here, right now. I have the questions right here in front of me on my iPad. If you see me looking down, that's what I'm looking at, y'all. I'm looking at all the questions that I did get. So yeah, we're gonna get into it. These questions, some of them are like OD. Some of them are not bad. So yeah, we're going to get straight into it. But before we do, go ahead and like, comment, as well as subscribe to your girl's channel. And also hit that notification bell so that you are notified every time I post a new video just like this one, y'all. And it's going to be more college content. School has been going well. Just FYI, school has been going well. So far, so good. So we're going to get straight into this Q&A video, y'all. So let's go. Let's get into it. Okay, question number 1. How do you balance school, social life, and self-care? And that's a really good question, y'all, because I'm not even going to hold y'all. It is a struggle trying to balance it all. It is a struggle trying to figure out, like, what time can be what, like, as far as homework, as far as, like, putting in that study time, as far as putting in that rest time, you know, times where you need to sleep and relax and recuperate. It's very important to map out what time is going to be what. But as far as me, the girl, I for some reason recently I haven't really been sleeping like that, but that's what I'm learning now. Like, I gotta squeeze in some time to go to sleep. I got to. Then on top of that, you know, being consumed with other things that's going on in my life, I get busy really quickly. So I think now it's just all about mapping it out ahead of time. That's for me. I love to map it out ahead of time because it works. As far as self-care, I love to do it all. I love to light a candle, listen to music, maybe watch a good movie, or if you want to do like an at-home type vibe, you can do something like an at-home spa type thing. You know, that's a vibe. You want to go get your nails done, your hair done, you know, make sure you look good and feel good. That's important because as a college student, you cannot neglect you. You cannot put you to the side so that we can get your homework done. Yes, that's important, but you also have to value you. You know, spend time with yourself. So yeah, that's what I'm learning now, y'all. No, I don't have it all figured out. I don't. But we get in there. We're definitely getting there. Have you ever pulled an all-nighter and was it worth it? I have. I've done that plenty of times. Of course, editing some YouTube content. Of course, like doing other things as far as editing. You know, for my church, I do the church media stuff. So just editing and recording and doing all that, organizing everything is very important. Also, just pulling all-nighters, maybe of course homework, or if you want to schedule stuff out ahead of time, or that takes time. For me, I want to make sure I map it out perfectly so that way when I go throughout my week, it's not hectic, it's not stressful. Because if so, like if I skip doing that on Sundays are my days to map everything out. If I skip that, it's not going to be good for me. It's not going to be good for the outcome, because I know I can put out, you know, 100% good quality content, good quality material, good quality stuff all together. That's just what I do. So if I'm going to do that, I want to make sure that I plan things ahead of time and take my time. I don't want to rush through it. I want to make sure everything is good, how I like it, you know, everything is good to go. So yeah, definitely all-nighters. It's not fun. It's not fun, y'all. But listen, do what you gotta do. Definitely gotta do what you gotta do, for sure. Okay, do you think college relationships last? Why or why not? That is so good. Your girl is single. Now, do I think college relationships last? It could last. But again, it's all about mapping out that time. Like, if you're in a relationship, ladies and gentlemen, like, you have to make sure that your homework is getting done, your self-care is getting done, but also if you're in a relationship, map out time to spend with that individual. That's important. You don't want to just neglect them. You don't want them feeling like, oh, well, she's so busy with work, or she's so busy with school, she don't got time for me no more. Like, ladies, let's put some time in with our guy. And then on top of that, some of us, we put too much time with our guy. We spend too much time with our guy. We have to plan everything out so that way everything is kind of like even, you know, that way we're not spending too much time doing school or work stuff, or we're not spending too much time with our man. Make sure that you're spending equal amount of time with everything, so that way no one feels left out, nothing is neglected, you know, and everything gets done. You know what I'm saying? So I think it could last. The girl is single. I'm single. Never been in a college relationship, but do I look forward to being in one? I mean, we shall see, but it's just about making sure that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing first before trying to find a man, before trying to jump into a brand new relationship, or before you you try to talk to somebody, whatever it is, like make sure you're good first. You know, your grades is good, your mental health is good, you know, you're prepared to step into that world of relationship. Like you definitely have to spend time with that person. You definitely have to commit to locking out time to make sure that you're checking in on them, because it's not always about you. It's not always about you. You have to make sure that the other person is good too, you know? Is it harder making friends in college than in high school? I would say yes. Yes, because in high school, I mean, I had my group of friends in high school. Now, granted, I don't talk to none of those girls now, but in high school, it was definitely easier because most of the friends that I had, I've had since like elementary days, middle school days. So these are friends that carried into the high school year. So then a few of my friends I met in high school. So I think it was definitely easier because when we were younger, we really didn't know ourselves that much, or we really didn't have our plan kind of like set in motion. But now in college, we kind of like know what we want to do. We kind of like know what path we want to be on. So trying to find friends that's on the same type of wave as you is very hard, because you don't want to connect with people that's not saying that y'all have to do the same major. No, each of y'all can have y'all different majors, but I'm saying like if I'm trying to elevate in life, I can't be friends with somebody that's like complacent, or they're stuck in their own ways, or like they're stagnant. I can't be friends, or I can't even surround myself with somebody of that magnitude. You know, I have to be around people that's going to uplift me, and we can be elevating together. You know what I'm saying? Like we all can't be struggling. We all can't be not knowing what plan we want to do. Like, you know, like we all have to know what we're going to do as far as a career, stuff like that. So I think in college it's harder, because I think, you know, most of us, I know for me, like when I go to my class, I go to school, it's like I'm not there to look for friends. Like I'm there to just do my work, what I gotta do, get my credits, boom. I'm not there to make friends. Now if I happen to make friends, and that's good, that's a plus. I think now that we're getting older, friends is not really a must for real. It's a bonus, don't get me wrong, because I love my friends that I have, but it's not a must. You know, getting that degree should be a must, not making sure you have a whole bunch of friends. You know, getting that degree is a must. So I think yeah, that's my answer, y'all. I think, yeah, trying to get friends in college is definitely harder. In high school, I mean, you can easily make friends, and the whole time it was never really your friends for real, but I think it was much easier in high school for sure. Ooh, what is one red flag you've noticed in people since being in college? That is a good question. A red flag. I've noticed some people that some people will use you until they feel like, you know, you're not of value to them anymore. I think now that I'm in college, you really have to monitor who you spend your time with. You really have to value and monitor, and, you know, keep account of who's supporting you, who's loving on you genuinely, and not because you're doing stuff for them. You know, I think now that I'm getting older, I'm definitely realizing that now. I mean, I always knew that, but I think now I kind of see why I knew, you know, ahead of time, like why you gotta really be choosy about who you have around you, because people will switch up quick. I think the huge red flag is like the needy aspect. Like you need so much from me, but you're not willing to give to me also. Like you want this and want that from me. When it's time to pour into me, like how I do you, you're incapable of doing that, you know? So I think that's a huge red flag. Huge red flag. That was a good one. That was a really good one. That was a good one. Oh, okay. Do you think working while in school helps you or hurts you, especially when it comes to your grades? That's a good question. Okay. So first I went to one school. Like when I first graduated high school, I went to my community college, and my plan was to transfer to a 4-year after that, right? So yes, I think it hurts, because I know for me, it consumed a lot of my time, and I thought I could manage it both, and I did, but it was like, remember when we was talking about self-care, y'all, in the beginning? Doing that, trying to work and school and work and school and work and school, doing that kind of like cycle, doing that whole entire thing, it burnt me out to the point where I didn't have enough time for me. I wasn't spending enough time getting to know me now that I'm older. You know, high school Shira is not the same Shira in college, you know? So I think definitely realizing that you really have to map out time. Like time management is definitely key. You're trying to do work and school at the same time, because it will get hard. You will be tired. You will be stressed out. You will be restless, but it's all about managing your time. It's all about making sure if you want to do a job, maybe do like a part-time something for right now, but make sure that your job is not cutting into your schoolwork, because your schoolwork is definitely important. In a job, I mean, we all want money, you know, we all want money, but you know, your degree is important. So you don't want to have your job kind of like cutting into your schoolwork. So I think it does hurt. I mean, we all love money, but you know, you definitely have to map that time out for sure. What is something that you've learned about yourself since starting college? I recently went back to school, as you guys already know. So something I've definitely learned about myself is just the fact that I think, okay, I can give y'all two things, a positive and a negative. So a positive thing that I've learned about myself is that I'm very, how do I say this, like very structured in the way of like organizing everything, mapping everything out. That's just like I'm a to-do list type person, like map it out. Wall calendar, agenda book, kind of like vibe. Gotta map everything out. If y'all see my notes, like the notes app on my iPad, y'all be like, girl, what's going on in your head? Because it's a lot that I have mapped out. And I think that's good, but it's also, you don't want to consume yourself in it either. But it's good that I do have that quality of about myself that I'm learning now to definitely map it out. That way I can visually see my day. So that way I can visually see what I want to achieve as far as like schoolwork or my job or a business opportunity, whatever it is, right? You know, map everything out. That's something I've learned. Now, a negative thing that I've learned since starting school again, like when things became hard for me, I would stress out completely, like quickly. I would stress about it. I would have, I don't know if it's anxiety attacks, but my chest would get really tight. I think it is though. I think it is. But yeah, like I would get really worried about it. I would get upset. I would get, you know, just angry. I just want to, you know, close my laptop, don't even look at it for a whole week. That right there is not good whatsoever. It's not good because I should be able to look at something. I know it's hard, but I gotta push through. That's just what I'm learning now. And I think that's going to be my theme for my whole college experience until I graduate. Even after my graduating, you know, period. You know, push through. You gotta push, because if not, you're not going to achieve the goals that you have set for yourself if you're going to constantly complain, if you're going to constantly be like, oh, I can't do it, oh my god, it's so hard. I mean, all of us can say that something is hard, but who is going to be the one that be like, you know what? Yeah, it's hard, but I'm going to push anyway. I think that's going to be me. Let me know in the comments if that's going to be y'all, because we got to push through. We got to. It's definitely important that we push beyond how we feel, to push beyond what we see. Something is tough. Listen, use your resources that you have in college. You know, you have the learning commons area. You have like the study groups. You have your professors. You have, you know, the different classmates that you're going to encounter. Maybe get out of your comfort zone. Maybe create some type of community amongst yourselves. You know, if all of us are struggling in math, let's say, for example, let's get together. We can form some type of study group. We all take each other numbers down. We come up with a group chat. You know, we study every Friday, something like that. You know, create a bond with people, because guess what? Study groups will definitely help you in the long run. So I highly suggest you guys finding your community so that way you all can elevate together. Okay, what is your go-to song when you're stressed? For me, it's anything either Megan Thee Stallion or Lizzo. I feel like those two ladies, they put me in a mood. Like maybe I want to sing, maybe I want to dance, maybe I want to just scream, yell, holler. It's like they're so empowering. Like their music is so inspiring. Any song of them too, A1. Especially like the new music that Lizzo put out. Yeah, A1. Okay, what is one mistake you've made that actually taught you a valuable lesson? A mistake I've made that taught me a valuable lesson is not using my resources, like not using even the online sources that you have, like ChatGPT and like the stuff that's super easy and super convenient. Not using those tools, it definitely hurt me in the beginning. But once I got the hang of like using the different stuff that's available to me, even like when it comes down to the resources that I have at my school, like not being afraid to ask for help. That's me. Like that's a mistake, just not using my resources, not asking for help, because most of us are independent. Most of us want to get it done ourselves. Like we think we have it all figured out. But listen, if you need to ask for help, ask for help. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid to be like, you know what, Miss So-and-so, Mrs. So-and-so, I'm not understanding this assignment right here. Like it's too much. I'm not understanding it. I'm not getting it. It's too much. Like don't be afraid to ask for help, because they did not come up with all those ideas of like the resource tools and different stuff like that just for you to be like, oh, I don't know, it's too much, I'm shy, I don't know how to ask for help. Girl, if you don't get up and ask some people for help, even when it comes down to like your financial aid or like something you're not really understanding, maybe it's a form or whatever it is, not mattering what it is as far as college is concerned, ask for help and use your resources, because it's there for you. It's for you. You're going to be paying for it anyway, you know, so why not use those resources while you can? Okay, what keeps you motivated when you feel like giving up? That's a good one. Something that keeps me motivated is just like closing my eyes and like envisioning like my graduation day, how excited I would feel, that I finally completed something that I really wanted to do, which was get my college degree. And then on top of that, just like, envisioning the future that I'm setting up for myself with the help of God, the future that I want to have, the job and the career that I want to have, the money I will be making, stuff like that is motivation. Just like seeing the future that God has for me based off of my actions that I'm doing now, like I'm getting back in school, I'm making good grades, stuff like that is setting me up for that wonderful future that I want to have. So I think that's motivation. Definitely when you can see like the life you want to live, the car you want to drive, the house you want to live in, the career and the job that you want, the salary you want to make. Okay, these little stepping stones right now is helping you get to that next level. But we cannot give up. We can't be like, what, this college stuff is not for me. If you really didn't even get your feet wet for real, you ain't even try it out for real, why are you even giving up? You barely even tried it out. So I think pacing yourself, taking things one step at a time, I think it definitely helps for sure. Okay, here's a good one. Have you ever entertained 2 people at once on your college campus? No, because I literally just got there. I met some people, but I barely got a chance to really know everybody for real. But I would never do something like that. That's just not in me. Like if I'm gonna talk to somebody romantically, I'm gonna talk to you. I'm gonna focus on you. I'm not gonna talk to you and you and you and you and you. That's just not the type of person I am. But I do understand the gist of like, not locking in on one person, keep your options open, which is true also. But I don't wanna, have feelings for multiple people because then I'm gonna be confused. And then it takes too much time, like in more than one person at the same time. It takes up too much energy, too much time. And I would rather just lock in on my one person that I really like and that like me back, and we just like build something we really like, connect on a deeper level. I'd rather us do that than for me to lock in on somebody that's really not for me for real. And here it is, I'm slacking in my grades, I'm slacking here, I'm slacking there. No, that's just too much. That's not the path I want to be on. So I think by the time I do want to talk to somebody, I will focus on that person. Definitely on that person. Okay, what is something that you wish you knew before starting college? Something I wish I knew before starting school, like before I started college, period. Even before I started this new school, something I wish I known. That's a good question. I wish I've known more about the different like clubs and stuff. Even my new school now, my new school has a lot of clubs. Like, yes, schoolwork is important, but it's good to network and like get yourself out there and figure out what club you want to join. Like something extracurricular that you could do to like keep yourself busy. So I have yet, like I looked at the list of like the different clubs and activities that my school has, but I have yet chosen one. So I don't know if it's too late, but I'm gonna look into it because I definitely want to do that. If not this semester, definitely next semester for sure. Before you get to college, I would definitely look into that, like what else your school offer besides like the academic stuff. Of course we want to get our schoolwork done, but also like what are some of the fun stuff that your school has also. Like if you're in high school, if you're viewing this, if you're in high school, you're trying to figure out what school you want to go to or whatever, by the time September rolls around again, listen, I would definitely look into that so that way you can keep yourself, busy with school but also have fun at the same time. Maybe if you want to join a school that has like basketball games, some college, athletics, maybe if you're into that, do that. But if you're not, find a club or activity that you feel like you connect with on a deeper level. Do something like that because it's definitely fun. It's fun. Okay, and this is going to be my last and final class. I may do a part 2 to this, but you guys let me know like what questions y'all want me to answer. But yeah, this is going to be my last one because it's a lot of questions, but yeah, go on. So here we go. The last and final question. Let's do it. Do you prefer online classes or in-person classes? Why or why not? Not why not, but that's what they put, but why not? But yeah, I would say both. Right now I'm back in person, but before I was doing online, and I think certain subjects require you being in person. Like I think math, some people they need to be in person. I know for me, I can do in person for math and science. Maybe like history or writing I can do online. Reading stuff I can do online. But like seeing math in person, you can grab onto the material better. Versus online, you basically teaching yourself. It's not really beneficial. History, writing, any type of subject regarding that, easy peasy, that can be done online. But I think an in-person experience, especially science, you're dealing with anatomy, whatever it is, listen, I gotta be in the classroom, hands-on, doing some labs, whatever it is, like I have to be involved in it for me to get the actual gist. The major that I'm doing now is OT, that's occupational therapy, so I will be doing in-person stuff, so you guys will get a chance to see it. Hopefully I can record in the lab room. I'm gonna ask my professor, but yeah. So I'm going to be doing the hands-on type thing, like in person, but in person, so you guys can see like the actual stuff, like the hands-on stuff, all the material that I'm going to be learning as far as OT is concerned. But I think, yeah, it depends on the subject. Like whatever your strongest subject is, I think you can do that at home. That's fine. But like if it's something that you're really struggling with, I would say do that in person. So that way it's easier for you. So that way you're not really teaching yourself, but you can, reach out to your professor right then and there in class, and also like reach out to the other resources that you have also. Okay, I'm gonna do one more. I'm gonna do one more, because this is a really good one. What is the biggest risk that you've taken since starting college? I think it's just starting again, because I've done school online for like the longest, but the last time I was in person was 2020. So it's been a minute. It's been at least 5 years since I've been a part of like an in-person experience. But it was a point where I just wanted to give up on my college journey altogether. I'm like, yeah, this is just not for me. Like it's just too much stress. I don't want to do this anymore. But I think the biggest risk of it all is just trying again. And then like once I seen how it was in person, I'm like, let me see how it is in person. When I did that, I was able to kind of like understand what the school is about and all that. So it was a good thing. It was a beautiful thing. So when I had like my orientation, the new student orientation, I was able to meet my professor that's going to be teaching us all things OT. I was able to meet her. I met her before, as far as like the previous orientation they had, but it's good to be able to understand like what am I getting involved in. Yes, I could have easily picked courses where I'm just online. I don't gotta see nobody's face. I don't have to encounter no teacher, none of that, like physically. But it's nothing like meeting other students that has been where you are, and they can pour life into you and be like, you know what? Yes, I know it's hard. Yes, I know it's rough, but you can do it. I've been where you are. Here are the resources that you need. Like if you need some tutoring help, if you need, whatever it is, use your resources that you have for those specific things, because it's there for you. You're paying for it, so it's there for you. So I think that was the biggest risk, just starting again, with a brand new mindset, and be like, you know what? Let's try this one more time. We're gonna put the time in again. We're gonna make sure that we're studying, we're doing our homework, we're doing this and that to stay on top of it. And yeah, I think that's the biggest risk overall, is just trying again, even when I wanted to give up. Okay, even when I wanted to give up, even when I wanted to just quit altogether. Yeah, I decided to try it again. So I think that's a beautiful thing, just being able to try even when you want to give up. So yeah, y'all, that concludes today's video for the College Girl Unfiltered Q&A, y'all. If y'all have any more questions y'all want me to answer as far as like specific OT stuff or whatever it is as far as college, let me know. Put it in the comments or just DM me. But I'm going to be posting more often on YouTube. I have to start recording more often because yeah, I need to talk to y'all a little bit more. So yeah, thank y'all so much for tuning into this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to your girl's channel, and also hit that notification bell so that way you are notified every time I upload another video just like this one, y'all. I love y'all so much. Thank y'all for loving on me as I love on y'all, and I will see y'all in the next video. Love y'all so much. See y'all later.